Hi, I'm Pam and welcome back to my channel Made by Pam, and today I am going to show you how I do a buttonhole lately. I have already done 3 buttonholes on this garment, and I have 3 more to go. And so I mark it with a friction marker so that I have my lines, and then when I iron it, it will just iron away. And I am making a buttonhole for this button, and I set it along here, and then I mark where that button sits on there. So I'm going to get it set up on my machine. What I am using right now is a Brother LS-2020. It is a simple machine that just has a straight stitch and a zigzag stitch. No buttonhole stitch or anything. So what I do is I set my stitch width to, so I set my stitch width to 5, and I set my length to 0 to start out with the tack. And then when I start to sew the lines along, I switch that to 2, and then I switch this one there, almost to 1, but not quite, so almost like a 0.75, I guess. And so that's how I do it. And so I'm just going to go ahead and show you, try to explain to you how I do it. But I basically sew the tack there with the size 5, and then I switch it and reposition it for the number 2, and I stitch it along, and then I get to the bottom and I switch it back to 5 and stitch it, and then I reposition and I switch it around and I go back up, and then I will cut that out. And that is how I make a buttonhole. It's fairly simple. I just kind of go and I just guide myself along. So with this, I'm going to do the little end tack there. I'm going to sew along this, along that side of the orange line, and then I'm going to tack it there, and then reposition it and go up this other side of the orange line and make it that way. And this is actually a pattern that I am working on for the Black History Month this month. It goes with the shell fabric for the skirt that I just got done making just last week. So I'm going to go ahead and get that started, and I will show you what it looks like when I am finished. Okay, I am on my last buttonhole, and I figured I would just kind of show you what I'm doing. So let's move you closer. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see that, because I don't really have it on a very good stand. So I've got it set at 5, set at 0, and basically do my stitches, and then I turn it to 2 with the needle up, because I don't want to break the needle. And I move it just a touch over so that my presser foot, so my stitches are right on the other side of that orange line. And then I run a couple zeros for a second, and then I turn it to about half. And then I just go slowly along here. You want to make sure you have a good stitch for your buttonhole. That's why with the stitch length, you want it set smaller. And then I'm going to turn it back to the 5, turn it to the 0, and then just kind of reposition it so that my tack is going to be right there at that line on that stitch where it was. And then line it up there, and then I'm going to turn it around here then I know I'm going to have to reposition it just a little bit. And I still have it on my 5 just so I can make sure I get that all tacked down like I'm supposed to. And then I'm going to make sure it's up, move it back to the number 2. Do little stitches there, and then turn it back to the halfway and just stitch it along this orange line that I have here. Oh, and my bobbin thread ran out. Dang it. Right in the middle. See that there? Like right there, halfway there. So I'm gonna go ahead and reload my bobbin thread and I'll be right. Okay, so I got my bobbin thread reloaded. Just gonna go along here. I wish I could get you up there higher. Maybe. Wonder how that works. I'm gonna do this one-handed holding the device. Get there to the end. I switch it back to 0. A couple stitches, and then I switch it to 5. I kind of want to position it so that it doesn't have any skawampa stitches there. And there we go. Put my threads there. Alright, so. Oh, and I missed one. Alright, so even though my thread ran out halfway in, you can't even tell. It actually looks pretty decent. So now to cut it. So maybe I can show you. I have this nifty little slice tool that I got from Michael's Crafts. And I'm going to try to reposition this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just slice right along here. And get it through enough. I'm not slicing along the whole length. I just do both sides a little bit. And then I use my seam ripper and I stick it through the hole there. See the hole? And I make that a little bit bigger so that I can get a pair of scissors in there. So I have a pair of scissors and it has a little rounded nose and that right there, so that when I put it in, I will know exactly where it's going to cut off at. So I can just kind of get like right up close to something. And so I am just like right close, but I didn't cut through the threads. Unlike these scissors that you're more likely to cut through threads. But these ones are really neat. And I got these from Joann's in a pack of scissors. And they were on sale. Let's see. I had to find my nifty button. I've got the button here. And I just kind of test it out. So I go through where I've made my cuts. I poke it through a couple times and make sure it's got easy access and it is perfect. And then what I'll do to get rid of the orange is I'll just take it over to my iron and iron it. And then it will also set those buttonhole threads. So thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day. And till next time. Bye.